Hello, this is Mike Downing from Bearpop Comics once again for our third episode. And just a reminder, everything you see here is on the Bearpop Comics shop on eBay. You can purchase it on eBay. There will be a link in the description. Also, the music that you will hear underneath this video will be provided by the Kickback Lounge, which I am the producer of the Kickback Lounge. So you hear some great instrumentals. The style is chill hop, lo-fi, EDM, and hip hop. If you ever want music for your podcast or for your channel, perhaps, contact me in the links below, or you can leave a message and like, share, and subscribe. So we're going to go over some more books today. So we're going to look at our first book here, which is, let's pull it back a little bit so you can get a clear view of this. We don't want it that much into your face. Okay, so March on Ultimatum. This was a book from back in the day a little bit, not too far back. And it's the Ultimate Captain America Annual 1, and he is taking on the Black Panther. I had looked for this book for a minute, and I had seen it online. There's another one, I believe, where Wolverine is on the cover. I don't have that one, but I did manage to stumble on this. And I'm trying to remember where I stumbled on it at. I might have got it from a comic pack at Ollie's. So this is available on my eBay store, and I think it's a great cover. I'm not sure who did it. I'm not going to open up and dig through the book right now. It might have been Rafa Sambadol. I've never really heard of him, but I'm sure other people have. Now, this next book is pretty recent. Ignore the $20 tag because I got it for that price, but it may not be selling for that price. I may not sell it for that price. But it is Spider-Gwen #1. No, let me change it again. Spider-Gwen, the Ghost Spider #1. Craven the Hunter appears in this book, and this is the only one that I have of that. I was trying to get the other issues. It's also part of the Legacy series, and you can tell it's a Legacy because you see the LGY up there and 61. So many little things with the newer books that kind of get a little tedious at times. It flips over so much, but at any rate, I got it because I missed the first Spider-Gwen, which the value went up quite a bit. But I happened to catch this one, and I caught this one at a comic shop in this area that closed. So, if Spider-Gwen, that's up on my eBay site. If not, I will post it, but I'm pretty sure I put it up. Okay, and this one is definitely on the site. We have the Hulk number 13. And this also includes the Red Hulk. That's why you see the red back there. This is when I believe the Red Hulk, which is General Thunderbolt Ross. I'll make sure I get his name right. Had figured out a way to get rid of the Hulk because he was down to Red Hulk. So he wanted to separate Bruce Banner from the Hulk. He wanted to be the only Hulk. A pretty good book. I love the art by Ed McGuinness. And he goes down as one of my favorites. So this is also on the site. And if with the light of the Red Hulk being in the new Captain America movie, which was very good, by the way, you might want to pick this up. You might see the Red Hulk a little bit more often. And we have Venom and Moon Knight. It's number 23. If I had known there was more numbers of this, I would have gotten this, because a lot of times when I go to the comic book stores, I don't really purchase high because I do a lot of flipping. I searched the dollar bins, and a lot of times you can find a lot of good stuff in the dollar bins. But just like if you would go to a store that, turned out a lot of stuff, like, Ollie's or something like that, or Big Lots, once you find it, the quantity, you might found that one in there. So it's good to check them out, because then the rareness will hit that particular book, and it will go up in price quite a bit. So at any rate, we have Vitamin Moon Knight, and I thought the book was interesting. On this book also, I didn't read it yet, and it may go faster than I sell it, but I have a free comic in the back, so if anybody purchases it, you'll get a free comic. And in the future, I wanted to let everybody know, for those who subscribe to Bearpop Comics, or even more so, the Kickback Lounge, which is in a subscription, let me know that you subscribed, and I will give you a free book on your next purchase, which is automatic. I won't tell you what it is. You'll just get a surprise comic if you're into comics like that. So that's something to think about. Okay, so we're going to go into this next stack here. We're going to go to another Secret Invasion tie-in with the Avengers, because the last video you watched, I talked about Secret Invasion, and thought this cover was real cool. Just straighten it out for you. Thought this cover was real cool, and I happened to, it don't seem like it want to stay in order. I happened to pick this up, and this amazing cover. It might be a variant. I'm not sure the artist, but it was a good pickup. It's a good pickup. What can I say? This here was a variant cover, they call it a Virgin trade dress cover. Believe it or not, I believe this was Rogue and Gambit, because they have a series out. Let me take it out and make sure. But this is an Alex Ross drawing of Mystique, which is Rogue's mother. So let's take this out for a minute to make sure I'm telling you the right book. Yes, sir. It is Rogue and Gambit. And this was number 1. So, and it's an Alex Ross cover. We can peek inside. I'm just curious because I just got it. I didn't even open it or anything yet. So, well, it looks pretty decent. Let's see who is the artist. Sometimes in the newer books, the older books, they put the story title right in the front. So in the newer books, you have to go all the way to the end. Oh, here it is. Surprised me. Mr. and Mrs. Don't Puke on Me. Interesting title, if you look at it up here. And it's Rogue and Gambit number 1. This will be on the site. And every book that I post, the price is there, but I am very negotiable. So it allows you with a threshold to negotiate a price if you go on eBay. So, and you see this and you say, hey, I'm missing that. Go on there and, make me an offer. 9 times out of 10, I generally accept the offers because I'm about moving books. Unless it's something ridiculous and I know that the book has a lot of value and you go under what I paid to get it. But most times I mark up so I can give good deals to the people who come in and purchase these books. So that was Rogue and Gambit. A minute, let me get this back in order. Put this back in the rack so you guys can look at that great Alex Ross cover again. I like Alex Ross because he has a style where it's very realistic what he does. So this is a good cover. Now we're going to move on to the next one. This was the New Avengers number 15. Now, believe it or not, I found this for dirt cheap, but online, this has a little price to it. This is a rare book. I didn't know how rare it was, so I listed it for the price that it goes for on eBay. it's a little steep. Not as much as like a Hulk 181 or something like that, but it's, you know, a little steep. But I'm willing to negotiate. The cover is amazing. I used to see it all the time when I would go through the comic book ads, and you would see this cover a lot, you know. So I stumbled on it and I grabbed it right up. I said, wow. And I, you know, got it at a great price. Okay, so we're going to go to the next one. I hope this rack will hold what I'm putting up here. If it doesn't, that means I'll have to switch out. So, this is a 90s character. The title is Black Wolf. And I think they tried to, in the 90s reboot of Guardians of the Galaxy, they tried to bring the character in. But he's based on a character back in the day called Killraven, which was from the War of the Worlds series. I don't have that anymore. I sold all of those. Every last one of those are gone. But he is based on a 70s character called Killraven from a series called War of the Worlds. And they adapted it from the actual movie, but made it, you know, expanded as the aliens taking over the earth. And I guess in the book, that character, Killraven, is like his grandfather or something like that. But the art was real interesting. When it was out, I never could get a lot of copies of it because it always just flew off the shelves. So I managed to get number one. A lot of people are not familiar with this character, but if you are, you know, it's a good buy, good pickup. We're going to, Spider-Man. Okay. Another 90s big book, Revenge of the Sinister Six, Part 1. And you see there, Ghost Rider in here. It was a couple other superheroes that made guest appearances. I have some more in here. Let's look and see what the rest of them were. Let's see what the rest of them were. So I'm selling them as a set with what I was able to obtain. So I hit that you saw Part 1. This is Revenge of the Sinister Six, Part 2. And that has the Hulk in there and Hobgoblin. And you know, the Sinister Six changed so much. It consisted of the Vulture, Electro, Sandman, Dr. Octopus. Used to be Mysterio, and then they flipped it and they put Venom in there. It was like 6 of Spider-Man's toughest bad guys, and sometimes they switched the team up. Okay, we have here Revenge of the Sinister Six, Part 3. I don't want to pinch that cover. So, Part 3, this character is Solo. Wow. I'm thinking he popped up a couple of places. He was a Spider-Man sub-character, but he popped up, I believe, like, I want to say I've seen him in the X-Men with Wolverine, but he was like a futuristic bounty hunter. And you see the Hulk's here, Deathlock, and Nova. And I think that was all the parts. I haven't found Part 4 yet of this series. If I do, I'll add it to the bulk before I sell it. So hopefully I'll run into it as I'm out book hunting one day. So that is on the Bearpop Comics site. Now we are going to another Spider-Man. This is they call him a facsimile, which is, this is not the original book. This is a reprint, but it's very well done, of Spider-Man 238. And of course, that's the Hobgoblin. This was a very popular book because the Hobgoblin was like the new Green Goblin during the, this came out actually in 82. So around the 80s, they started to revamp the Green Goblin, and they had another version of him out. I don't think I have anything on the back here. No. So, yeah. So this is a facsimile. It's a reprint. But you want to get these why you can, because the original book cost, it's not cheap, not cheap. And these go pretty fast, and their value goes up because the rarer the book is, the more value it has. So when it starts to go down as far as copies, people don't see it no more, that's when you start spending a lot of money. So when you get rare books, like this, or you see them sitting around, you can get them cheap, you snatch them up. You can go to my site, I'll definitely sell it to you for a very good price. As I told you, I'm about moving books and not holding on to them, because I like graphic novels. Okay, I'll share some of my graphic novel collection with you. Okay, we're going to go to Deadpool 17. If anyone's ever read any Deadpool comics, they're straight hilarious, just like the movies. He's always making jokes. I thought Spider-Man was bad, but Deadpool will make jokes and totally annoy the people he's fighting with and distract them. I've read some of his books. I sold some of his graphic novels, and where he's making me laugh so much, I like the fight scenes. After a while, it's hard to take serious. But if you've seen a Deadpool movie, he's pretty much the same way. So this was Deadpool 17, and it looks like he was trying to get into the X-Men. If you know anything about it, Deadpool started out in the X-Force magazine. He's not really an ally to the mutants, but he can be. But they, as you can see, Domino, and this is, I want to say, the White Queen from the Hellfire Club. Can't stand her. She joined the X-Men. Emma Frost. She used to be called the White Queen. She joined the X-Men later on, and he's just annoying, but he's a good ally to have with his fighting skills. That's on the site also. Excuse me. We now have we have to cough. Ultimate Black Panther #1. Took me a minute to find this one also. This was a tough find, and I ran into it, and I wanted to keep it, to be quite honest with you. But, like I said, I'm about selling, not about hoarding, so that is also on the site. Definitely a cool cover. And the whole Ultimate series, the way it's going, is getting a lot of press. So we have Ultimate Black Panther. That is on my Bearpop site. And the description is in the link. So if you're interested in it, you can definitely pick it up there. So we're going to move on to getting down to the last of the pile. This was an odd book to find. This was Exo Man of War, which is a Valiant character. We're going to get into Valiant later. That's the independent comic company. And Iron Man and Heavy Metal. This book seemed to be pretty rare. I didn't even know that a book like this existed. So this is #1. And I read it. I did skim through it. The art was very good. It looks like an enjoyable read. So, Valiant, this is their version of Iron Man, but it has a whole total different twist. He's like a ancient warrior, basically, that gets alien technology, and which makes him like almost close to invincible. And of course, we know about Tony Stark, Iron Man, so it's a good pair up. And we have, you remember when the Wolverine had passed? He had passed in the movies and had passed in the comic book. And then they turned around and brought him back in the comic book. And they just recently brought him back through the last Deadpool movie. But the comic book series does not really click with what happens in the movie. It's a little different in the movie. And you got to remember, when you're watching these movies, what they do in about 4 or 5 or 6 issues, they can't put that in the movie because the people watching it would get totally distracted and bored. So they have to kind of redo the story and revamp it to make it bite-sizable for those that aren't comic readers like us. So this is Hunt for Wolverine #1. Good story. I did read this one. So I'm not going to tell you too much about it because you might buy it. So pick it up off of my site. And it's in excellent condition. And this one here, this is another set of mine. So this was Avengers Fantastic Four Empire. And I never really read this, but it was some kind of war with the Skrulls, Avengers, and the Fantastic Four. I was going to wait, pick it up in a graphic novel. And I didn't want to get into reading it because if I liked it, I wouldn't have this up here. I would be keeping it. So let's go through this pack a little bit and let you guys see what's going on. So #1, this is a pretty thick-sized book, especially for nowadays. As comic books have gotten more expensive, but they give you less content. Go figure. It's like everything else. And we have #2. Which looks like that you see more of the Avengers on here. Invisible Girl from the Fantastic Four, Thor, the Human Torch, Captain Marvel. Oh gosh, what is that lady's name? She is in the Captain Marvel series and has been in the Guardians of the Galaxy. I can't remember her name, but she's like the female version of Ronan the Accuser, which is from back in the day in the Captain Marvel and Fantastic Four series. And who's the art on here? Oh wow, who did the covers? I can't. Wow, what is his name? I like his art too. Anyway, we'll move on. This is Empire #3. And you see Skrulls and Black Panther. For those who don't know, the Black Panther actually came from the Fantastic Four magazine. So that's why you'll see him pop up in there a lot. That book is very expensive. It came out in the late 60s, but that was his first appearance in the old Fantastic Four books. So, and a lot of these are Fantastic Four supporting characters, except for Nova. And the last one I have out of this set that I'm selling is Road to Empire #1. So when you get this set, you'll get this one, and 1, 2, and 3. So it's like a 4-book set, and it's on my eBay site. So for this video, this is where I'm going to cap it off at, because we don't want to go too far and we do too much content in this video. But if you see anything you like, remember you can go right down there and click on to my eBay site and purchase. And when you come through, let me know you came through, and please like, share, and subscribe to both pages. And I will see you next time.